All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Spill in the Teacups podcast. We are your hosts, Jillian.
Dawn.
Lauren.
We are three authorized Disney Vacation Club Oh my gosh. We are three authorized Disney vacation planners here to spill all things Disney. And we are continuing our resort series. And today we focus on Animal Kingdom Lodge. Fun fact about Animal Kingdom Lodge, it's an African-themed deluxe hotel that took 2 years to build, opening in 2001. 1,307 rooms on 46 acres, 5 floors, and over 30 species of animals. Rooms have balconies, except on the first floor. All right, Dawn, start us off. This is 2 resorts, the first one being Jambo House.
Yes. So I just want to say to everybody that I have personally never been to Animal Kingdom Lodge. I know Lauren has, I know Jill has. That is one of the resorts that I am dying to go to. And one of the reasons I'm dying to go to it is because of the savannah that you can see the animals in the back. So I will get there one day. But just a little bit about Jambo House. So Jambo House was the original, it was the original that it wasn't even called Jambo House. It was just called the Animal Kingdom Lodge. When they made after that, they made it Jambo House was they split it into 2. So Jambo House being the main one right now. Jambo House has 975 rooms and 200 villas. The villas being mostly 1 bedroom and 3 bedroom. The 3 bedrooms can fit up to 12 people in there, which they look amazing. You could see the savannah from there and all the animals, and it just awesome. That's why you want to go there for. With the Jambo House, it's a deluxe resort. So with deluxe resorts, we talked about that in one of our last episodes, that it is the top of the top when it comes to all the amenities that it has. Bigger rooms, the beds are better, the dining is better, the resort is just better, everything about it is better, and it's the biggest resort because of all the acres that they have due to having all the animals on property. So with that, between the 2, Jambo House and what is it called, Jill, the other one?
Kidani.
I just want to make sure I'm saying it right. There is, when you walk into it, the main lodge is Jambo House, and that's the one that you see in all the pictures. Every time with the lobby area, it's huge, it's open. It reminds me kind of like a Fort Wilderness vibe. Super open, super big, super beautiful. Where the Kidani one is a little bit smaller of a lobby. So when you look at pictures of this resort, that's usually the main lobby one that you're going to see is that main entrance. It is a 7-minute walk between the 2, but they do have transportation just in case it's raining or it's super hot and anything's kind of going on. Most of the rooms they do have the basic studio rooms, studio deluxe rooms. And like I said, they have the 1 and 3 bedroom villas, but with Jambo House, they have the Kilimanjaro Club. With Kilimanjaro, that has the concierge and club level rooms. Club level rooms, I believe when I was looking that up, is on the 5th and 6th floors. So if you're looking for something bigger, better, and want to have all those kind of amenities, they are at Jambo House. Also with that, it is situated on 3 savannas. The savannas, like I could be saying these wrong, so I'm going to try my best. So please correct me, either of you two. The Sunset Savanna is Uzuma Savanna, and the Ursha Savanna. I don't know, a lot of savanna, a lot of animals, a lot of beautiful things. Please correct me because I don't know how to say these properly. With that, they have the pool at the Jambo House is 11,000 square foot pool with a slide. It's very open, very big. It doesn't have a splash pad there. So it's more, they're saying a lot more for like adults and older kids. If you want to go and have a splash pad, the other side of the resort has that. Also at the Jambo House, they have the Buma restaurant, Mara. They have 2 huge, I don't know. Yeah, correct me, please, if I'm saying these wrong. They have the Jico, that's a signature dining restaurant that's sit down. The Buma restaurant is just a buffet, but it has little pods in that, which is really cool. So you can kind of walk around and go to the different pods in the buffet, and they usually have chefs there at each pod to kind of explain things, or if you have any questions and whatnot. It's definitely more family style at that one. They also have the Victoria Falls Lounge. It's just like right off the lobby. You can sit there, grab drinks, and just kind of take in the whole lobby area. And they have also a watering hole right next to the pool. So the parents can get some drinks while the kids are in the pool and hanging out. They also have one of the biggest places to go shopping in that area is in the Jumbo House for any kind of Disney apparel, Animal Kingdom apparel that you're looking for, which is pretty cool. I have to say, I'm excited. I've never been there. I can't wait to go. Julie, how many times have you been there?
Over a handful. Over a handful.
Over a handful.
Yeah, it is my home resort. So those that listening that are DVC, which is Disney Vacation Club, it's Disney's timeshare. So when you buy into the timeshare, you have a home resort where your contract pretty much lies. And Jumbo House is where my contract lies.
Did you pick that specifically?
I think that's a story for a different day, but no, we yes. Long story short, yes, we picked a contract there. Yeah. All right, so going into Kidani Village. So Kidani Village was opened in 2009. And again, like Dawn said, it is a 7-minute walk, or you can jump on a bus. Almost, I could be wrong, but I'm almost sure when you leave the park, you will get dropped off at Jumbo House, and then it will continue on to Kidani Village.
Yes.
So almost, if you want to go over to Kidani Village, you can just pop on almost any bus because its next stop will be Kidani Village. But they do have an internal shuttle system. So about that, it is all Disney Vacation Club, where Jumbo House is kind of 50-50, where when you walk in, half the resort is Vacation Club and half the resort is standard rooms. Anyone can book a Disney Vacation Club villa. It just certain time frames where they will be released to the general public. So Kidani Village is shaped differently, where it's kind of shaped, and we'll get into this in a little bit, but to me, it looks like, I wrote it down. It looks like one of those buffalo, those African water buffalo. To me, it looks like it's their horns, which again, we'll get into this, but to me, that's how you can kind of picture this. So it almost looks like two U's.
Like a horseshoes, two
horseshoes.
Yeah,
like two horseshoes is how the building is laid out. And they did that so that most of the rooms are Savannah viewing. So you can even get a standard view room and still have a partial Savannah view, but you're paying that that standard price. And the fun thing is about this resort is on Kidani, Jumbo House has a typical parking lot. And like Dawn said, it mimics Wilderness Lodge quite closely, but Kidani Village is fun and unique because you park underneath the building. So it's almost as if the parking garage is basement-esque, but we all know everything about Florida, and Florida has no such thing as basements. So everything is kind of the first floor is your parking. So you kind of park underneath your room and then go up. So most of the rooms are already on second floor, which is awesome because then it gets that better view for your Savannahs. In Kidani Village, 450 plus rooms. You have studio, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 3-bedroom villas. The perk for Kidani Village is 1-bedroom villas have a second bathroom. And we talked about this with Contemporary at Bay Lake Tower is 1-bedroom villas have a full bathroom in the living room, which is awesome if you stay in a 1-bedroom, which has the laundry facilities and a kitchen. If you have anyone sleeping in the living room on a pull-out couch or pull-out chair, they have their own bathroom, which is awesome so that not everybody, so if it sleeps 5, Not everyone is sharing one bathroom, which is awesome. Oh, what else do I have? Majority, unique shape. We got that. And there's a walking path. I am good to go, guys. That is your Kidani Village. Ooh, I did want to say, I quote a lot of people when we have discounts that run. Disney gives more, this is kind of a side agent tip. Disney gives a higher discount the higher the tier you stay. So say Disney runs a discount where it's up to 30% off rooms. Up to 30%, they're giving that 30% to those top tier resorts. The best, right? The deluxe value will get the higher the discount. So if a deluxe resort is something you want to consider, Animal Kingdom Lodge is the cheapest of the deluxe. So I have quoted clients before where they're looking at a Port Orleans or a Caribbean Beach, and with the discount, because the discount is higher for those top tier resorts, you're looking at only a couple $100 difference between staying at Caribbean Beach versus Animal Kingdom Lodge. You're not going to have the Skyliner, you're not going to have the boat to Disney Springs, but it's a really awesome resort. And yeah, anyway, go ahead, Lauren, take it away.
Yeah. So what you were saying, that a lot of people are like, oh, that's like my dream resort. That's my dream resort. It's one of the best, easiest ones to get a deal on and be able to stay there for a practical number, shockingly.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about like what the hotels both have to offer for long trips. We recently did a stay there last February. And I just thought it was so cool how much stuff they had for the kids. There's obviously the deluxe hotels and a lot of the hotels actually have arcades. There's a massive arcade. There's a big kids club. So like when you walk in, there's a lady there, not a babysitter, but somebody there that will supervise the arts and crafts. And there's movies playing and there's blocks and there's a reading nook and there's computers and there's all these things. So if it's a rainy day or like you have a kid that just doesn't want to go to the park that day or they're just overstimulated, you could spend a whole day easily at the hotel. It's great. So I thought that was something that's really cool. They have some of the best restaurants on property. They're some of the most popular ones. I know I'm going to say this wrong, but I think it's Sanaa.
I think so.
Right? That was one of the best restaurants I've eaten at in Disney. They have this bread service that they're known for, and it's non-bread and all these different dipping sauces. And I mean, you could just eat that all day long and be happy, and that's it. Like it's just so good. So they're known for their restaurants and the way that they mimic the African cuisine like perfectly. I mean, it's really great. So they have a program where they bring people in from Africa. They're called cultural reps. They come to like teach everybody, about their culture and make it immersive for the guests at the same time so that everything's super authentic. Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge has the biggest collection of African art in history, which is pretty cool. There's a 67-foot water slide. So my son went down it and he's 2 and just like took off and went down it. He was 2.5 at the time. And we're like, no. And he, no fear, went down it and we're watching him and he like spins and clunks his head at one point. Just keeps going. It's the funniest. It's like so scary and also just so funny. And I've watched it probably a million times. There's something really cool that this hotel has to offer. So if you think the safari is cool at Animal Kingdom, this hotel, or you could do it staying anywhere, but it's offered at this hotel. They offer a 90-minute safari, private safari, which I think is just super cool because you're not sitting on the bus with like a million other people, just getting shoveled through. It's an intimate experience.
I didn't know that until I read the show notes.
Yeah, it was it 90 minutes? Yeah, 90-minute tour, up to 12 guests, and then you finish with a meal at Chico.
I think that's what you said.
Chico. One of the really cool things I thought was when I was there was the beadwork. There's just beads, like little African beads everywhere, making up these huge, intricate designs. The authenticity of the place is just unbelievable. And instead of hidden Mickeys like there is all over all the other resorts, there's little hidden Mickey Lion Kings, like the little lion that they scribbled on, Rafiki scribbled on the wall. I have it in like a
the little baby Simba.
Yeah, can you see
There's
it?
baby Simbas everywhere. There it is. There it is. It's
Yeah.
clear.
They have those hidden everywhere, which I think is really cool. And they also have live African music playing every day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there was something I put in here that I thought was so, so cool. Um,
The mud
oh,
fires.
yeah. So the building is made out of mud fireplaces, thatched roofs, hewn timber, and everything in there, every single piece of material that's made to build this place is authentic to Africa, which I think is just, I mean, you really feel like you're not in Disney anymore, and you feel like you're not in Florida anymore. Like you just don't even, you just feel completely, what's the word,
Immersed.
transmersed,
Like, yeah, like completely. Yeah. And that's why I like to stay there, is because you
yeah,
feel removed. Like, how is this? We're in the middle of Orlando right now.
yeah, and you
Yeah.
really feel like you're on a safari. I think that one of the coolest things too is the big splash pad that they have. There's like a big jungle gym and splash pad, and it's got all the soft, ground underneath. And
Hmm.
the kids love that. It was like they were playing in a tree fort the entire time while they could play in the water slide. We came back and did that every night. They have the same thing as most of the deluxe hotels have with the fire pits. And where you can make s'mores at night. They have movies under the stars, all the good stuff. Watching the safari first thing in the morning at night is just really, really cool. And you can't do that anywhere else.
Hmm.
Um, and the one cool thing I thought was Kadani means necklace in Swahili. So the building is supposed to be shaped like a piece of jewelry, the main lobby being the jewel, the halls, the knots, and the villas are the beads. I thought that was pretty cool.
That is so
Everything
cool.
is so detailed. Like there's so
It
much
is.
meaning behind everything.
Yeah. And so getting into like our favorites, and Dawn hasn't stayed there yet, so she may not have a fave. But I asked my son is 8.5, and he's been to Animal Kingdom Lodge a couple times. And I asked him, I said, Easton, what's your favorite part of Animal Kingdom Lodge? Because we just stayed there this past November, I think. And he goes, the bridge. So when you walk into Jumbo House, the lobby is just like this vast lobby, is a lot of Disney resorts are. And they have that giant hanging bridge. I know you stayed at Kidani Village, Lauren,
Yeah.
but Dawn, if you've ever have you been to Boma or Chico? Either of them?
I haven't been there like at all. I haven't been
You have to go.
anywhere there at all
Yes.
because too, the transportation, like
Yeah, you
'cause you
have to
have to
get
take
there
the
by
bus
bus.
to get
Yep.
there. You can't get there by the Skyliner
Right.
or the monorail or anything like that. So
Right.
it's kind of removed in that way, which
Hmm.
why I think too, like when you're saying you just really feel like you're in Africa or somewhere like that is because
Hmm.
you are a little bit removed from Disney in that aspect because
Yeah.
there's so many acres. So they have to be like that.
And that's my biggest, my favorite. It is, I would say it's one of my favorites to stay at if I'm not doing park. So if I'm going to be, pounding pavement at the parks all week or however long I'm going to be there, I will pick a resort based on that. But when I just stayed there in, last November when I did Universal. So I spent a couple days in Universal, and then I came and just spent a resort day at Jumbo House. And we had a 1-bedroom villa. So we had the kitchen. My son slept on the couch bed in the living room, and we had a king bed in the bedroom, which is fantastic. If anyone loves to have a king bed, your 1-bedrooms are the way to go. So we spent the whole day at the pool, which was so fun because they have activities at the pool. They'll have a recreation, like, cast member come out. They had karaoke, not karaoke, but they had music going, games for the kids where they had to fill up these buckets and float a rubber duck, but the pails that they gave the kids to fill the buckets had holes in them. So it was just fun watching these kids, play, and
Yeah.
just fun. And then you go out back and they have the bonfires. You can walk through the little savannah grounds, and they have people feeding. You can go out back and see them feed the animals when they have these gigantic pelicans sitting out back of Jumbo House. And so they're watching them, they're feeding these pelicans. And then you start talking to like the zookeeper, basically the cast member. It's like a zookeeper. Speaking of which, Disney Plus has the special or the series on all the Animal Kingdom zookeepers, and you go behind the scenes. And I don't know, Lauren, if you've watched that with your boys yet, but we loved it. Have you
Yeah,
watched
it's
it yet,
really,
Dawn?
really cool.
I watched it. I put it on at my work
I
in my work
loved it. I
main
loved
room. I had that going one
it.
day.
Yeah. So it's one of my faves. Even, gosh, I went one year when it was like a hurricane and it rained all day, but you still can have fun because it's such a massive resort. So,
Yeah. Well, you know, back to what you were saying about it being like a hotel that you would book when you're not going to be hitting the ground running.
mhm.
We did a split stay the last time, and that's when we stayed there. We did Animal King. We stayed for a while last time. I think we
We
were,
were there for
you
like
know,
a month, I feel like.
yeah, like half of our stay was at Art of Animation because the boys wanted to do the Cars suite, which is seriously one of my favorites. It's so cool.
Mhm.
Because Cars is like my favorite movie, and Owen Wilson's my favorite person. So that was like 5 days, and we thought that was awesome, and we were right there, and we were like in everything, and we were really doing the Disney thing and the theme park thing. But then moving over to Animal Kingdom, and we'll do an episode about split stays because
Mhm.
it's a really cool option to
Yeah.
make a trip affordable, try out different hotels. It's like having two different vacations.
Yep.
But um the second part of our stay was really relaxed. We actually only had like one park day. We had like a Disney Springs day. We had a Tri-Circle D Ranch day where we just kind of walked the grounds. So that's what we did when we were over there. We had our car, so it was kind of easy. To Dawn's point of, if you don't have a car, maybe that's not what you do, like
Right.
plan it like that, because it is bus only. But we loved just feeling like we were removed from everything. It was really relaxing. It was the perfect end to a busy, busy go, go, go trip with the kids at first. And the kids just like ate it up. They had just as much fun there as they did in the theme parks all day, staying in a Lightning McQueen room.
Yeah.
So those things I think are awesome. A couple months ago, we were trying to book a girls' weekend quick trip, and there was I think seven of us, I think, and
Mhm.
we found a really really cheap one or two bedroom or something, like all we could share. And it was like a no brainer because the price was like the same as two rooms somewhere else or a suite anywhere else. But I was pretty opposed to it because I kept saying, we're going for like a quick trip. And this is so inconvenient for a quick trip. Like, we wanted to hit three parks. We're never going to hit three parks when we're sitting around waiting for buses and getting transferred back and forth. So I feel like if you have time to spare and you want to relax and you're not a really rushed person, then that's a great option. And
Yeah.
if you are and you want to be close to the parks and you want to make the most of your time, it's really not the best kind of hotel for that. So just keep that in mind when you're looking into it, is like just the proximity it is to, everything else. It's so far away, it has to be because of what Don said, like with the animals. So
Right.
just keep that in mind because the
Yep.
bus, like we talk about every episode, can be a pain when it comes to strollers, and they can be crowded. And the last thing you want to do is be standing up and balancing after a long day in the park and your feet are sore. So, just something to keep in
Now
mind.
with Jumbo House and Kidani, I heard Kidani, if you have closer access to the animals if you're staying in one of those rooms. Like they're
Yeah.
more up close. Do you know that, Jill, or what does that
Yeah,
mean?
there's like less of a buffer, even though, I mean,
Like how much closer are we talking?
I would say a couple feet, but not
Yes,
Yeah.
great.
tremendously, because you have the, the safety buffer. Disney's one of the safest
Yeah.
places ever, right? They're gonna cover their behind. The last thing they're gonna have is a lawsuit because you were bit by a giraffe or bit by a zebra. But
Yeah.
so you have your balcony, and then I don't know how the distance. I mean, you probably have 5 yards, 10 yards, enough to between where your balcony is to where
Like
the
if you fell, wouldn't fall into the
you'd fall on a dirt
safari.
road. You'd fall on a dirt road. So there's enough for like
Yeah.
a van, like a truck, the feeding truck. But my favorite part is you just chill on your balcony and you see them come out with their, pickup trucks, and they're dumping hay, and then the giraffes come, or the zebra will go, and you watch them eat their hay, and or whatever they, sue me, I don't know what they eat, some sort of grass hay, right? Um,
You know, it's so funny because I never wanted to stay there because I don't know, as you
you
guys
live on
know,
a
but
farm?
like our viewers know, I have a farm. So I wake up every day and feed animals and
Yeah.
step through a million different times of poop. And like, I don't just didn't really want to do that on
Yeah.
vacation. I was like, I have enough flies around here. I don't need to be like flies following me around at a resort filled with animals. We live down the street from Six Flags, so we go to the safari all the time. So like to me, it was never appealing, but I'm so glad that we did do it because it was really a different kind of trip and really relaxing.
It is super relaxing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quiet. It's so quiet. I felt like we were like one of the only people at Kidani, and it was a busy week. I mean,
Yeah.
I felt like we didn't see anybody the whole time. It was really nice.
Yeah. I stayed there one year. We went for Christmas and it was, I can't remember if it was right before Christmas or right after. It may have been Thanksgiving. Regardless, it was Christmas decorated. And I left early one morning, super early, like this, back Magical Express days, and they pick you up 3 hours before your flight. And it was, I think, like 4 a.m. It was early. And I remember sauntering like through the lobby, and it's, dark outside and it's winter, which, Florida winter is not super cold, but
It's
it's still,
nice. That
it's
means it's nice
cozy
out.
because Disney decorates so awesome. And they have this little kind of alcove out of their lobby. It almost looks like it would be like a library, just kind of little lounge, and they have a fireplace and they have benches and cushions and stuff that you can kind of sit in this little, it looks, the best way I can describe it is Beauty and the Beast's library. That's what it reminded me of. Tall ceilings, cozy fireplace, couches, a little nook that you could sit in. And we walked past it every day to get to our room. And I remember coming down at that late night, and like, it was dark and quiet. And it was so beautiful. And again, you
I'm
think
gonna,
I'm in Orlando.
yeah, I'm gonna send you a picture. I'll post it on our Instagram of my son and I sitting at that fireplace the
Oh,
last night. We went back and he's like, Mom, and he was like 2.5, and I spent some time with him because he was like loving the pool. It was his first time
yeah.
ever swimming by himself. He just couldn't get him out of that pool. So I'll show you guys that too, which I thought was so cool. There was no kids like jumping all over their heads. But we were walking in and he's like, Mom, let's go sit by the fireplace. And he sat down and he's like, thank you for this trip. It was the cutest thing. Just so
Hmm.
happy we had like a real bonding experience just sitting by that fire. And I thought the same thing to myself. I'm like, I feel so relaxed. It's like I'm in a different
Yes.
country. I don't want to go home.
And it's, again, in hindsight of like cost, if we break it down, when booked with a discount, it's not that much more than a moderate level resort.
No, I think ours
So,
ran us like for something a night for that weekend. I was like, we have to jump on this. Like,
mhm.
that's pretty affordable for Animal Kingdom, and especially a
Mhm.
DVC suite
Yeah,
or DVC villa. I meant.
right. All right, ladies. I think that's it. What's our quote for the week here, Lauren? Our
You know,
inspiration.
if someone else wants to read it, they can because I thought my kids were running down the stairs, so I ran into the other room and
Oh,
I
I
left the
got it.
paper
I've
in
got
there.
it. Got it right here in my little show
Lauren,
notes.
are you eating?
Gone.
What are you eating right now? You got like
I
salt on
was eating.
you.
I
Licky
have
lip.
salt on me.
There it goes.
No, I don't. Oh,
It's
I
gone.
do. I was eating I was eating soft pretzels.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I want some of those.
all
Mm.
right.
Yeah,
So
well,
here's our, do you have it, Dawn? Do you have our quote?
I don't have it up. Nope.
Okay, here we go. All right. So this is by the beloved Walt Disney. Around here, we don't look backwards for very long. We keep moving forward, opening new doors and trying new things. And curiosity leads us down new paths.
you should read them every week. You sound
Why?
so much smarter than me.
It's my teacher voice.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even cheers.
I
Drinking
know. I didn't even
waters.
cheers. My drink is
This is
empty.
a Hooks glass, Lauren. Bill must have like
This
took
is a,
this from Hooks years ago.
oh my gosh. My God, my Cosmic Rewind thermos.
All right. So thanks everyone for listening or watching wherever you are listening or watching on. Let's see our next episode following our resort series here. The one, the only, the most popular value resort that we book is a good old Pop Century. So we're going to dive into that. And I'm going to be in Dawn's shoes, which I have stayed at Pop Century once, but it was a long time ago, like 2009, 8, it was a while ago. So you guys
Well, I
are
feel
gonna have
like
to
Pop
take that one.
Century is very, isn't that for like more like families with kids and whatnot? So I have never stayed there
What?
because once again, I am a swan and dolphin girl.
Right. All right.
I have stayed
24/7.
there.
That
Me
is
there.
my
Well,
jam. I love
I'm
it.
going, I'm going to be down there. I'm going to be down there next week. So I might have to pop on over to Pop Century and gather some info for some, what is it? Some recon here. But yeah, so don't
Yeah,
forget to
do
follow
it.
us
It's
on
a good,
Instagram. Go ahead,
it's a
Lauren.
fun resort to just walk around and check out
Yeah,
too.
I'm going to. I'm going to
Um,
gather some recon and take some notes so that I'm prepared for our next episode.
I'll school you guys.
Yes. Yes, please do.
Jill, you're going next week too? Because isn't Lauren, aren't you going
Saturday.
next week too?
I'm gonna miss her. Yeah, I'm gonna be down there Saturday through Tuesday.
Oh
I know we're
my.
missing each other by a day,
Yeah.
one full day.
So
Stinks,
follow
but
us. Follow us on Instagram. Keeping
oh
keep up with my travels, Lauren's travels. I'm sure Dawn's gonna go soon. Yes, ma'am.
Going in August.
yeah, I'm gonna be down there for the opening day of Food and Wine. So keep an eye on our Instagram if you're interested in any of the new foods. I tend to try all of them and let you know how I feel.
She
So
does.
if you want to check that out, we'll definitely do a little mini so when we get back to go over that stuff too for you
Yes.
guys.
Oh, fun, fun, fun. All right, guys. You guys have a great one.
Good
Thanks.
night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.